this thing about this guy who was training to break some strength records. I don't remember, some powerlifting records. He was, I don't know, hack squats. It doesn't matter. And like his regimen included tremendous amounts of training, but even more sleep. So much excess sleep. He's like, everyone trains harder. Eventually you hit a wall. There's no more training. You're just going to hurt yourself. You find a guy that can relax enough to sleep when he doesn't want to. A guy like us, that's a special guy. I'm like, really? Because I'm that kind of guy. I can sleep. So like I would sleep like 10 to 14 hours a day, like throughout that like workout thing. Cause I'd always get my 2-hour nap in the middle of the day. Cause I had this idea that more sleep meant more recovery. So like maybe like, I don't know, like every rep meant a little more.
Bouts of depression in life. Why aren't I more buff? Why didn't I exit them?
You got to couple the sleep with a tremendous amounts of physical activity.
That doesn't really tie into that depression.
And a ridiculous diet. No, it's the best.
My diet's been good lately. I've been on point. I feel good about it.
What do you eat for breakfast?
Today I had an omelet with low-fat cheese and mushrooms.
That's
but not
time?
eggs. It was like
you don't
whites.
repeat your breakfast. It's a different breakfast.
I actually have 2 breakfasts that I do, and one is that egg whites into an omelet with the fuck is that green leaf? Spinach, mushrooms, and low-fat cheese. And the other is Greg Doucette has a recipe for French toast, like protein French toast. I have that a lot.
Yeah.
Really fucking good.
What's your lunch? Lunch and dinners are the same? Oh yeah,
lunch is literally the same.
I used to do rice
every single day.
I used to do rice for breakfast every day, and
just rice.
Not just no, that was part my carb is what I was getting at. Like it's eggs for breakfast and a carb obviously, but my carb used to be rice, and that was so fucking gross. I don't know why I never ask Derek for a supplement, because it's like that rice that you cooked the day before out of the fridge, and it's like stuck in a block. So you're like mashing it up with a spoon into your eggs. So the rice and egg. So now I do these. I take grits, which is a southern thing. I'm sure Josh probably likes grits, but I don't
fucking love them.
And so it's grits at the bottom, and then I put like 3 or 4, depends on what I'm doing. Might be 6 eggs on top, just not sunny side up, and then like sriracha or hot sauce on top. And I love that shit.
That sounds gasoline.
And so like the runny yolk mixes in with the grits, and it's really good.
As it's meant to be.
So, yeah, it's really fucking good. I like that.
I'm gonna get Zach to show my lunch. I literally have the same lunch. If the month has 30 days, I probably had this 28 days of those 30. Like I don't need a lot of variety in my food. It's not something I've ever craved. But look at this. This is the ultimate lunch. Zach will pull it up in a second, I'm sure.
I also like oatmeal a lot. Eat a lot of oatmeal.
Here it is. Look at this. 10 seconds of this. Don't you wish you had this for lunch every day? This shit's the bomb.
That's what you eat for lunch every day?
Yeah.
Every single day. I don't even tell her what I want. I just say I want lunch, and she knows what it is.
It looks delicious.
Jackie makes them look pretty close to that. Like
yeah,
you got it down.
And then what do you eat for dinner?
That varies a lot. Today was
anything. You're not like
well, it's chicken like 90% of the time. Some sort of chicken.
It's a lean meat every time. Vegetables and I mean Woody and I are on a pretty similar thing. Like we base it on like what's right, what we consider, or like the science that I think we both consider right, what it considers to be the optimal diet, right? Those simple carbs that are quickly digested, lean proteins, none of the bad cholesterol, plenty of the good cholesterol, getting some fish in your diet occasionally, stuff like that.
As close to that as I can live with happily, like would black coffee be better than the almond cream I have? Yeah, but I have a hard time living with that.
You're good there. You're good there. Anybody that talks shit about fucking, he adds almond cream to his coffee. It's about 10 calories tops. And he's like, hey, I'm not perfect. Yeah, you are. Like that's fine. That's fucking fine. You're not even stepping into those dairy waters, which I don't either anymore.
Are you trying to be at a certain amount of like calories at the end of the day?
We're looking for calories, macros, and micronutrients in the day. So that's where my diet is. His is more macro focused and a lot easier to stick with. Mine has these little things that like I'm not even eating this as part of my meal. I'm taking these foods as supplements, right? So the 4 ounces of cranberry juice I drink twice a day, I'm pretty sure that's about iodine. Okay. And probably I'm pretty sure it is. It's written on the paper. Derek co-signed. It was his. He says you do. I do it, so I do it. The orange juice that I mix into like my protein powder. Okay, you say to do that, I do that. There's lots of things like that that I eat as foods, but I think of more like supplements or medicine. I eat so much goddamn spinach, 10 fucking raw almonds a day. I don't like raw almonds.
Yeah.
I know people don't love fitness talk, but I can lay out my.
Why
How
don't
much
they
bone
like
broth
that?
do you drink?
They don't like that? I thought they do like that.
I drink
No, you're
bone broth
pulling my
every day.
leg, Charlie.
No, I swear to God, they don't like that?
Sometimes they fuss, but here's what I'm trying to get out. Go to
Well,
Chronometer, record your food, weigh it. You need a food scale. It's not that big a deal. Just try it. You're going to be doing this for a month or two. You can do it forever if you want, but in a month or two, you will learn where your calories are coming from. You will learn that things you thought were good are not good. Are almonds good for you? I used to eat fucking fistfuls of almonds like they were a healthy snack and that they were protein. Do almonds have protein? Almonds are fats.
But wait,
Almonds are
hold on.
fats.
But
I'm
my
still on a
diet-
rant. You can
my
go when it's
diet-
your turn.
Okay, but I just you're gonna move past the almond thing. I eat a handful of nuts every day as part of the diet, and that's like basically my fat content for the day, and that's
So-
important.
Here's where I'm going with this.
Okay, I'm sorry.
If you're not weighing your food, then you don't know what these almonds are doing to you. You can do what I did, which is eat like half a fucking bag of almonds, thinking that this is a healthy snack, and they're not. Are you down?
You're gonna kill me.
sunflower
You're gonna
seeds?
kill me. You're gonna kill me. You're gonna kill me.
I am going.
I do want to interject one more time. You're right. You're right. Because I weigh the almonds and I have 70 grams. And guys, he's right. I've literally eaten, if you eat half a bag of almonds, nuts are the fattest, highest calorie thing that will shock you. Like you
And
could do better
seeds.
getting chips. My
Nuts-
bad, Woody. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Nuts And weigh your food. And the process of weighing your food is not to get everything perfect. It's really about learning where your mistakes are. Do you fucked up in your head and that you think trail mix is a thing that healthy athlete hikers eat?
It's
like I
trail
was.
mix. It's concentrated energy for athletes.
This was obvious to everybody else, but I would suggest that someone out there listening is eating tater tots thinking that they're not that bad.
They're not.
Or they're eating, maybe they're not. But fucking weigh your food, put it in Chronometer, and you will learn what you're doing right and
What's
what you're doing wrong.
Chronometer?
It's
an
like
app.
the cool kids
My Fitness Pal? What, bro?
My
I'm killing My Fitness
you know that
Pal. Are you
chronometer
telling?
did.
No,
No.
If you're killing My Fitness Pal,
They get
you're
my
pretty
money.
2017, my friend.
Am I?
Yeah,
Oh
that's some-
shit! Wait,
that's
why
some
is
Taylor
Taylor better?
That's a guy who like still uses Xbox controller on PC games kind of talk.
Wait! Don't.
Taylor also
I'm
uses
fucking
Xbox.
with you right
Harley, I'm trying to get this out. So go there, weigh your food for a little month, weigh your food for a month or two, learn what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. You need to hit your protein macros. That's what he's thought. Get your caloric goals, get your protein macros. Your carbs and your fats, I think, will take care of themselves. I don't work too hard to make sure I get enough fats.
You're telling
I don't
this to
work
your
too
audience?
hard. I don't work too hard to get my carbs right. I make sure that my calorie and my protein is good. And then outside of that, my carbs and my fats usually land about right. It's not hard to get.
This is information for people listening.
Yeah.
You said that they don't like fitness talk, so you just fitness macro information dump them like that.
Yeah.
You don't like fitness talk, and then you yelled at them about what to eat. Because it's all valuable information. I totally agree with you.
I'm trying to help them in 90 seconds. Now it took 5 minutes. Why do you think that was, Harley?
We're here for 4 hours, bro. It's okay. It's okay. But I'm curious, what do you like?
Yeah.
I got when I first took on the last boxing match, I was 310 pounds.
Okay.
The slightest things were so good for me. When I was 310 pounds, I didn't do the macro thing. I didn't do that. And you're 100% right. And I got there after the boxing match. And now I'm 25 pounds lighter than the boxing match. I'm 60 pounds lighter. But when I was a very, very fat fuck, and I assume that the people who would benefit from everything you said, I would assume the ones that don't like the fitness talk, but still listen to everything that was useful that you said, I assume those guys, they don't need to jump in like that right away. No, wouldn't you what helped me was I just counted calories. I used My Fitness Pal like a fucking idiot, apparently. I just downloaded this app that you guys told me to, but I just counted calories. I found out that at 310 pounds, 2,900 calories was my maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
So I just tried to hit 2,500 calories, and I was 6'6". I was 310 pounds. And when I hit 2,500 calories, I lost a lot. I got a lot of results because I was just disgusting. And if you eat more than 2,500 calories, you're getting too crazy. I hope you're celebrating something. But
this is coming
I
from
would just say
meal time.
that shit ain't making my money anymore.
Welcome
No,
to
but-
that time.
Because everything what you're saying, but what you say, everything you said is what I do now. But I just got to that, like literally, like I messaged Kyle off the podcast. Like I hit him up. I was like, yo, look what I'm going to start doing. I started to do the macro stuff, but that was like a lot. When I was very fat, I was just like the idea of hitting like, 200 and however many grams of protein per day was like really taxing. So I was just saying to some of the fat people out there, I didn't mean to interrupt you a million times because everything you said was useful. I'm just saying for the really fat people out there, maybe they would just count calories, right? Do you have tips for that?
Yeah. If you're a fatty, then it's calories in, calories out.
Let me reply to that. Because he was talking. I like what you said. Really, the point of Chronometer or MyFitnessPal, if you're from 5 years ago, was to educate yourself. That's what you're getting out of it. You don't even have to change your diet in the first week. Just weigh it and know what you're doing. Know where your weak points are. And I bet you'll be like, yeah, this is my chronic go-to that's making me. I hydrate with Snapple. Yeah, you'll learn what that does to your diet.
If you ask someone how many
calories,
if you ask someone how many calories they eat in a day, they'll never say more 2,500 or more. They'll do that thing in their head. Oh, we're supposed to eat 2,000, right? That's what they told us. I don't know, 23, 2,400. You eat 4,600 calories a day, sir. like when you start adding it up. But yeah, this is obvious. But like, fat is the most concentrated of things per gram calorically, right? Like it's the most concentrated energy that we can get our hands on, that our bodies can process. Fat. So people that smear butter on toast and think nothing of it, like you just added like a whole soda's worth of calories with one swipe of that like butter knife. Or if you're and seeds and nuts are of course incredibly, that's a purpose. Like a seed and a nut, it's like, let's concentrate as much like energy here because we're going to create a whole goddamn plant out of this tiny little thing, right? And you're just like, I can eat them by the handful.
Kyle nailed it. I used to have George Foreman chicken, mixed vegetables, and a baked potato. This would be my meal. Now, so far, I haven't said anything too horrible. Baked potato is really satiating. So if you're trying to stay in your calorie goals, it's not the lowest calorie thing, but as far as like filling you up and curing your hunger, baked potato kills it. And then I would put a pat of butter on the vegetables, a pat of butter on each side of the potato. It's glorious. It tastes great, but I didn't realize those 3 pads of butter were about equivalent to the rest of the meal combined in terms of calories.
I had no idea.
You cut out 3 pads of butter and you cut your calories in half. That butter wasn't satiating you. It wasn't preventing you from being hungry at midnight. All it did was make your food taste better.
2 milk, 2 sugar in a coffee, and have 2 coffees a day. 2 cream, 2 sugar, and 2 coffees will fuck your shit up. Each one of those is almost a Big Mac in terms of like calories, fat content. God. Yeah. Literally, like if you get a 2 cream, 2 sugar at any coffee place, like a Dunkin' Donuts and a large coffee, and you have 2 coffees, you're fucking your whole day up. You fucked up the whole day. You threw it away on coffees. And I got to say this, you want to be awake. I love coffee. If you want to be awake, I can't say this enough. Like as a person who is very fat and lost a whole bunch, those are the little decisions. Exactly what he said. The butter is such a big decision and it's a waste. Having 2 creams, 2 sugars in your coffee, drink it black. Literally drink it black. And changing to black coffee is like, I love black coffee now. I enjoy black coffee. Or what you said, you put a little bit of almond cream in there, right?
Almond cream and stevia.
But you're an active person, right?
I do my best.
But you do things, right?
Yeah, I do things.
Like, do you work out?
Oh, yeah.
So like people that listen, like, he does put a cream in his coffee, but like he also is active. Like if you're not being active, like when I first started the boxing thing, like I started the diet first. I started counting calories first. I cut the things that didn't need to exist. And when I started putting it into MyFitnessPal, like a fucking idiot from the past, I learned that I tripled down on my fuck ups. And I know there's people who are fat at heart motherfuckers just like me listening. The tripling down on the fuck up is when it was like, sometimes people are like, let's get a hot dog. Let's have a treat today. I was like, cool. So I would go and I would get a hot dog and a hamburger. And the French fries, I would turn to a poutine or a chili cheese fries. So it was a triple fuck up. And then I would be like, well, since I fucked up today, I want something sweet. ice cream. And then I get home, I get high, and I'm like, crack open the gummies. And I snack on some gummies. This whole day, I've realized, is exactly what Kyle was talking about, a 4,500 calorie day at least. I've had like 3,000 grams of carbs, and I didn't do jack shit. I didn't go for a walk. I didn't go to the gym. And as a fat dude, it's so funny. If you're a dude and you're fat, you can get the results quickly. If you count your calories and you go and just fucking walk. You know, honestly,
the thing I want to remind, like usually when you're good, and I bet you'll agree with this, Harley, you're not very, very good. Like, so your targets, you don't want to exceed 2,500, for example, right? Now you're at 2,400. That's a good day. That's a win. You're in a deficit. You're going to trend in the right direction. You are one fucking Nature's Valley granola bar away from disaster. You make that decision on a daily basis. You are one coffee with real cream and sugar away from being on the wrong side of your, caloric goal. And just don't fuck up. Don't have that one last thing.
I've fucked up and I've skipped a meal the next day, or I've altered the meal to an extent. Like it was like my mom's 70th birthday, and I'm like, I'm not gonna be a fucking weirdo. So I just really ate small on the way, and then at dinner, I did dinner. I enjoyed it. I wasn't like, oh, I don't know. I fully did it. And the next day, I also kind of picked up the pieces from the fuck up. Sometimes, like when a fuck up happens, I'm like, okay, this will be like a 3-day journey. This you still want to live, right? The term that I use, the phrasing of it is like, you don't let one loss turn you into a loser, right? Every fucking basketball champion in the world lost 15 games that year, roughly. And like, you can lose. You can have a day in which you gained weight. That doesn't mean your whole trend is going in the wrong direction. You can still be a winner even if you lost a game. And
I was going to ask you what the relevance of weighing the nuts was. What exactly did you mean? Do they weigh a lot more than you realize or something?
No, it's like know how many you're going to eat. How many grams of nuts
you only
today?
eat 70 grams of nuts or whatever.
The impact. Yeah, I used to think
I didn't know they were high.
70 grams would be a lot of nuts.
Dude, they're so high in fat and such high calorie, and you can eat I could eat a whole thing of fucking peanuts. Peanuts, the worst ones. And they're not even a nut. That's a legume.
I would take like a bowl of nuts to bed and eat while I watch TV, not realizing that's like
900 calories.
100 calories or something outrageous,
and like a crazy amount of fat. And a crazy
that's why they're so filling. Because I've always been told that one way to cut back on food is eat a small handful of nuts, like 20 minutes before you eat some peanuts or some cashews or something, and then it'll be really
water.
Full.
For the fatties listening and hear that, I'd say like drink water. But you look like a guy that's
never going to be fat.
Yes.
I don't struggle with it. I've already lost weight since last time I was on the podcast, and I just went to one soda a day and I lost weight.
Enjoy your Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper in my face.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Have you guys ever had hot Dr. Pepper?
No.
Barbecue water?
So hot Dr. Pepper in the 50s and 60s was apparently a seasonal beverage. The way that
is this a spicy Dr. Pepper
hot,
or
like hot, like
all Dr. Pepper is spicy. If you get my drift, you just warm it up and you serve it in a mug. Dr. Pepper.
Wow.
And it's weird. I read that on Reddit the other day, and I was like, yeah, I've seen that once ever in media, and it was from a Brendan Fraser movie called Blast from the Past, where he's been in the bomb shelter his whole life because they thought that Cold War nukes had went off. And he like pops up in the 90s and like,
but he's from the 50s.
But I remember his dad was drinking that hot Dr. Pepper back then, and
that's fascinating. I got to look into hot Dr. Pepper.
I want a hot.
I hate it at room temperature, but I'd try it hot.
Yeah,
I don't.
I love Dr. Pepper. I consume like those 0-calorie sodas. I still cut them back, and I know it's doing some fucked up stuff. Kyle, you're a bit more dialed in than I would be, but like I feel like like if you were ever trying to get to like a crazy low amount of body fat, I guess maybe people in competition. Oh, there we go.
Coke Zero, is that what I'm looking at?
Yeah, no, just some people that are like, like I guess a week's out from a competition or something, they would cut the 0-calorie soda. But I get that Walden Farm stuff, all the 0-calorie sauces. I get my boy what's his name? G Hughes. 0-calorie barbecue sauce, great. And they're all phenomenal. They're really
Maple
good.
Farms and G Hughes and that stuff is great.
Yeah, and that's good.
I mostly drank, weirdly enough, unsweet tea throughout the whole thing. Like
I like
the stuff that Wings love so much, minus the sugar. like
just cold tea.
Whenever you would see me with that rattly thermos, it was full of tea with ice. It iced, unsweet, artificially sweetened with like a scoop of Splendor or something tea, and because I wanted to drink gallons, plural, a day, and I couldn't do water that much. Water's just gross. Like it doesn't taste like anything. Drink 2 gallons of it. All right. Like, see how it tastes on the. When you start gallon number 2, let me know how it's tasted.
I can't finish gallon number 1. That's excessive.
Wait,
well, if you give me a couple days.
You got cardio accounted for like most of it.
Here's the macros on a day. What do you think about this, guys? My protein 210 grams, carbs 175 grams, and fat 65 grams.
Doesn't matter. Sounds good.
That's a lot.
All I heard is protein 210. That's a lot, but you're big, so it sounds rightish. The other 2 I don't care about.
Fat, yeah. Well, yeah. So, and that's 2,000 calories.
2,000. That seems lowish, unless you're trying to lose weight fast. For a guy your size,
I'm trying to lose weight, like I'm trying to drop. Definitely. And
are you doing what kind of cardio are you doing?
I do boxing, and on my rest days, I go on my bike in my garage and I bike it for 50 minutes. Like,
how many steps do you do outside of your actual workouts?
Oh, like 10,000, 9,000.
It's
tough to say. It's tough to say.
So it sounds like you're probably dropping several pounds a week right now, like 3 or 4 pounds a week.
3 on average.
Yeah,
3 on average.
Damn, man.
And you know what? Being a big guy, like to the people listening, like that happens very quickly.
Yeah, you're dialed in. That's what you're supposed. That's perfect. Yeah.
That's good. I don't know.
Wait, you don't need tips. You're clearly working with somebody who knows what they're doing. I think you're just
I do. Yeah, I do.
You're coming here like, hey guys, you got any tips? I got this perfect diet. It's kind of dialed in. I dropped 3 pounds a week.
No,
have you noticed how strong and lean I am? Any tips for me?
That's because I'm like a month into this like 16-week thing that I was just like, sure,
asking for beard growing. Hey guys, how can I make my mustache a little thicker? Do you eat it? You two got any tips for me?
Asking the wrong motherfucker.
I wanted to show and tell our diets because like for me, eating lunch, it's like I don't eat beef anymore. I haven't had beef in a long time.
If you want. I'm real proud of mine because mine is something Derek put together and spent like days and days like making for me. When I asked for a diet, I thought he was going to copy paste something, and he asked me a bunch of questions and then didn't get back to me for like I was like, hey, about that diet. He's like, I'm working on it, and like days went by and he gave it to me. So I'm real happy with the one I've got. You
know who wrote my diet is actually a YouTuber that I watch a ton of Derek. Yeah. It was a YouTuber that I watched before that, even like kind of in the early fitness culture days when I was like kind of fit for myself, like 6 years ago. I was watching this guy, Louis Marco. And he used to he made like funny videos, informational videos. He would share videos. But yeah, he wrote me up a program and like I hit him up every week. I send him my weight and pictures and he adjusts things along the way. The diet is different now from what it was. But it's like, yeah, I eat bison broth. And like I said to you, Woody, before, like people are just like, oh, you eat like what Woody eats. Minus chicken, though. I hate fucking chicken.
Yeah, we'll keep the chicken out of it.
I hate it. How come you eat it all the time?
Dude, I eat chicken like if you add turkey, I probably eat chicken or turkey 360 days a year.
Yeah,
that's like crazy.
Yeah.
And what you, Kyle? You just eat beef, or
it's almost all bison when I'm dialed 100% in. It's the vertical diet with a couple of things. I refuse to eat the goddamn carrots. I'm sorry, Derek. I won't eat them. I won't eat your fucking. I hate. It's like a handful of raw carrots every day, and I just remember like it's 4 a.m. at the beginning of the workout process. It's 4 a.m. I feel like shit, and I just have powered through some cold rice with my runny eggs. So I'm this close to vomiting. I'm this close to vomiting. And I'm in there like drinking my cold bone broth. Now I'm this close to vomiting. And
what's the bone broth for?
Collagen, I think. Pretty sure it's collagen. I also use a collagen protein powder when I'm again like being. See, the thing is, a lot of the stuff that I do and like to do is excessive. It's about like squeezing another percentage out. If you watch Star Trek, we can get a little nerdy here. Geordi LaForge, he's the engineer, and he's just like, I made the warp conduits 0.001% more efficient. But he does that every episode. So after years of doing that, the Enterprise is just slick and fast and efficient. Because every day Geordi LaForge has been in there squeezing that little 0.5% out of those engines, those warp coils, those fucking made up whoozy whatsits. And I like that. I like that. If you're relentlessly Spartan like that, then like that bitch in your blood, that part of you that wants to cheat, like he doesn't even have any ground to stand on. You don't even like give him a microphone. That guy who would talk about donuts. It's like, motherfucker, I don't even know what flour looks like anymore. Like, you let him know, like I eat my shit raw now. I killed this buffalo. Like when you get to that level, like that bitchy guy who wants to eat gummy bears and fucking go to Dairy Queen, like he doesn't even open his mouth anymore because he knows what's coming. Because you're so hard. Dude, I took an ice bath last night. You think I'm going to eat a fucking gummy bear? It's not, you're not going to do it.
Even during my cut, though, I didn't go to that level. And I don't think I was at the level Harley is now. It was more like, oh, I want a sustainable lifestyle chanch. Something
Nothing I'm talking about is required.
I like hit him up and I was like, hey, this YouTuber friend of mine, he had this crazy transformation. And I want some of that. I want to touch that. No, I actually I hit him up. He always uploads these great transformations, and Kyle was absolutely inspiring also doing it. And then you as well over time, I'd be like, no, it's true. You started exercising and eating well, and I just felt like everyone around me was doing it, and I was kind of falling apart. And that's why I took the boxing match. I was like, oh, I need to fight someone, so the threat of getting slapped up will whip me into shape. And it did, but after the boxing match, I was kind of like not doing anything. I was just maintaining. I was boxing a little bit, and I got I went out and I got like super fucked up. Like tried 2 brand new drugs, which is like a crazy thing to do at 37. And a lot of people don't like fucking with drugs now, but like I'm like really happy with life and nothing's going on. So when like a bad trip happens, I'm like, oh, let me figure this out. And I just at that time was like, you know what, like this was fun. Cutting loose and doing whatever, but I'm gonna kind of take on a project. So I hit up this guy that I really enjoy watching his videos, and he wrote me a program, and it's just like I imagine it can't be like that far off, like from what like Kyle was doing, yeah. So I guess I just gotta hook up the testosterone at this point, or whatever else. You know what I mean? But I just I wanted to start doing something for myself, like making changes, but I had a long way to go.
I think it's important to put into perspective like what each of these things we're talking about, how they weigh against each other, because we're talking about them all like they're equal, right? Like make sure you don't eat peanuts. That's equally as important as maybe like walking 10,000 steps a day. What's really important is consistency, but you don't have to do most of that stuff. I'll say this, like you could add some testosterone, like everything is easier, and I don't just mean a little bit. Like it's a lot easier. Like it's a lot easier. Like that would be my first recommendation. It's if you were gonna do one thing, it would be testosterone, because you could eat like shit. Because people, if you start taking the testosterone and do nothing else, you will get leaner and stronger in 6 months.
Everyone says you won't. You think you will?
I saw that study. Is that bullshit? Of the one with lean muscle mass gain from untrained individuals versus training individuals, and then the one they had 3 study groups: one that was training on sauce, one training not on sauce, and one laying there doing nothing on sauce. And the people on sauce beat the untrained people who were trying. Beat the people trying without sauce. Like it was so close. It was like so
you might be right. I'm going by like what YouTubers
and watch Seinfeld
say,
or go work out. Or do both at the same fucking time and be a god.
Look like an Adonis. Hell yeah.
I mean, every one of your action star superhero motherfuckers on a screen that looks good, magazine cover people, anybody on a bottle
of something. In your gym, even in your gym, if you think that guy has a phenomenal body at your gym, he probably is too.
We're all juicing, bro. Get on board. It makes you healthy. It's not like you have to do some Arnold Schwarzenegger crazy shit that's going to damage you. Like
when I started boxing though and working out, like I was just so bitch made before that I felt like I was higher testosterone when I started doing higher T activities. Like I just wasn't doing anything. So that just happened anyways. And I never felt like, if I'm going to like hit it into overdrive, like let me hit NOS once I get to my natural max speed.
Sure.
Once I'm at max speed, then I'll hit the NOS. Yeah.
When you first started boxing, were you surprised at how bad your cardio was?
Yeah. Shocked at everything. Everything. I was bad punching. I was shocked at how weak so many different styles of punching I was at, which still occurs. Like there's a lot of weakness in boxing, and I see that all the time.
I have a
My
quick little
boxing.
thing about like, so I hear a lot of people say that you should wait and you should be like well trained and fit and already have your diet and your workout all under your belt before you start any sort of like performance enhancing stuff. First of all, you know, if it's TRT, you should start immediately because just get your testosterone levels like good, as healthy. But all that aside, oh shit, don't lose the thought. Get your fuck, I lost it.
Not just testosterone.
Wait, hitting NOS
Kyle,
at max.
it was
speed.
about using
natural
T
limit.
Yeah.
when you've achieved your maximum nat potential first.
I know a guy who was out of shape, not doing anything, and he went right into the T on my recommendation, mind you. Let me tell you what this man has done since then. He was working as a lowly clerk. I won't be too specific, but he had a lady boss always breathing down his neck. He had another cute employee he was too afraid to go after, okay? This is a wage slave getting stepped on every day by the matriarchy, can't step up, borderline incel with this girl that he works with. He starts pumping iron, taking tea, grows himself a 6 stash, okay? You know what happens one day when the boss starts running her mouth at him, giving him a hard time? Pow! Right in the kisser. Punched this lady. He punched her the fuck out with his big, muscly testosterone arms. The girl and he's like, "Fuck you! I'm out of here." And the girl sees this and it's like, "I'm
That's
going
a power
with
move.
him. I'm going with him." She goes with him and starts dating him because she's found a real man, one that won't take any shit lying down anymore. Now he's at a new place, has the same job as the woman he punched out. She came to him the other day looking for work at his place.
All started with testosterone.
Move along. He's moved up in every conceivable way. Oh, and he's a big boy. He looks scary. He looks like, I don't know, like one of the bad guys in a video game. Like not the main bad guy, but like one of his minions.
One of the thugs, yeah.
You take him out like level 2.
Exactly. I think this guy's advanced. I think he can beat up more than just Karens now. He can beat up small men.
Oh, he can take a small man, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Unlocking his final form.
I
He's
love
moving
his
on from
rags to
one
riches story. Like first he beat up a woman who was kind of annoying.